Good morning, YouTube. Hello, and welcome to Handlebars and Holidays. Out on a bit longer ride today. I'm gonna go to a place called Toodyay. Obviously, some of you will know about Toodyay, and probably lots of you won't. But Toodyay is well, interestingly, when we moved to Australia back in 2007, very shortly after we arrived here, I bought a GSX 1400, and about a couple of weeks into living here, went for my first ride in Australia and set off up, I can't remember whether it's the Great Northern or the Great Eastern Highway, I'm not sure. I might have to correct myself there, but anyway, one of the two. Just because it looked like an interesting road and I'd see where it went. It actually went to Toodyay, but I didn't know that. I didn't have a TomTom at the time, and I was just out for a ride. And I rode and I rode, and I kept thinking I'll come around the next bend and there'll be a little town or something, and there wasn't. And you'd go around the bend and there'd be about a 5k stretch of road, 10k stretch of road in front of you, and you'd think, well, there must be something around this next bend, and there wasn't. And I just kept going until I thought, I'm going to finish up in Darwin or something. So eventually I turned around and went home, which now, looking back, seems absolutely amazing, because Toodyay was only probably just over an hour from where we lived. But I just I didn't know where I was going. I was just wandering, and I just expected there to be more. And because Australia is so barren in places, it just seemed like it might go on forever. Anyway, when we eventually got to Toodyay, it was kind of the first place, the first little town, if you will, that we visited, and we was amazed by it because it's a little bit like a sort of a cowboy town. You can really imagine if they took the paved, the tarmac roads out and just put dirt roads in. You could imagine Clint Eastwood trotting down the middle of the road. It's really quite a cool place. So we've been many times. So today I thought I would have a ride over there, probably get a bit of something to eat. Angie's tied up at home, she's got things to do at home, so ideal opportunity for me to have a ride and take you along with me. I'm also going a completely different route to how we went the first time, because we've moved house now, so I'm going at it from a different angle, and I'm going to go the long way round and take you through the Chittering Valley. The Chittering Valley is lovely. It's nice little twisty roads. It's just a nice area, and it reminds, whenever we go through it, it kind of reminds us of the Lake District just a little bit. So enjoy. Good thing about where we live now is that within about 8 to 10 minutes of leaving home, we're out of suburbia. We're away from the metro area, so we're very much in roads that are like this. Practically no traffic most of the time, and a bit of nice scenery. Basically the Australian bush, really, or what we now sometimes affectionately refer to as the Great Bugger All. are now entering, just coming up to a place called Bullsbrook. There is a RAF base in Bullsbrook. In fact, I think it was the first year that we lived here, there was a big air show on at this RAF base. It was absolutely spectacular, and we understood that they did it every 4 years, but they've never done it since, so I don't know quite why. But Bullsbrook is just a nice, very small little town, but this is where we turn into and head through the Chittering Valley from here. ...60 km an hour through these little towns, and they are very, very keen on it. They hide speed cameras in Australia, and they will get you for just a few k's over. You know, if you're doing 5 or 6 k's over, which is so easy, they'll get you. Chittering Road. Here we go. School zone, and again in a 40k school zone you do 40 k's. Simple as. So I'm not entirely sure where the Chittering Valley starts and stops, but we're certainly in it now. And as I said earlier, this always reminds us of the Lake District, which was our local haunt when we was in the UK. Warning kangaroo sign there. Oh, I thought that was a dead one there in the road, but no. There's usually, can't see any. Oh, there's a few kangaroos down there, but there's a lot of trees. Roadworks. weather's absolutely perfect today. It's showing 28 degrees, which is perfect. A little bit of cloud just keeping the sun off, so absolutely spot on. Awful lot of roads like this one in Western Australia. They just go on for hours and hours, and big long straight roads that you can't see the end of sometimes. 30 k's to Toodyay. I had to just stop and do a quick video of this because my dad has just built something very similar out of matchsticks. What do you think to that, Dad? Bit bigger matchsticks, eh? Okay, so we're just coming into Toodyay. This is a lovely little town, really. Now, I'm not claiming to be a historian of any kind, and I won't deny that maybe I had a little chat with Google this morning, but this town was established, its first European settlements were in 1850, and apparently it flooded and they moved the town to its present site in 1860, and it was the home of Moondine Joe, who apparently is West Australia's most famous thief and bushranger, famed for escaping from prison, I believe. But it's all there on Google if you want to learn a bit more. As you come into the town now, it does have, look at the old buildings, it just has a bit of a cowboy feel. I'll have a little walk around in a bit. And down here just on the right you can see the red umbrellas is the world famous, maybe not world famous, Coca-Cola Cafe, which is a little Coca-Cola museum as well. I'll do just swing around here and see if we can find somewhere to park. Okay, so check out the old buildings. And that's a Coca-Cola Cafe. Come back there in a minute. There's something to eat. Cowboy hat. For some reason, the Christmas tree's still up there. Well, having said that, this shop here, Christmas 360, is literally a Christmas shop. It sells nothing but Christmas gear, and it's open 360 days of the year in a tiny little town like Toodyay, tucked away from everything else. Very strange. Kind of a cool little town though. The old Victoria pub there has just been recently renovated, and it's like super modern inside, and it's really quite nice. Pretty cool, eh? Okay, so I'm in the Coca-Cola Cafe. It's very quiet. If I pick this up and show you, you can see see my bike over there, just outside on the road. If you come down here in the week, it's swarming with bikes out there. You really can't move for bikes. But yeah, very quiet today. It's a Tuesday today, by the way. Managed to wangle a day off. So, all good, beautiful day for it. Biggest problem I've noticed on the way here with the filming and such like is the mounts, believe it or not. I've got loads of different GoPro mounts, and every permutation that I've tried so far, when you're riding at any sort of reasonable speed and you go over any bumps, the roads in these little back roads are quite bumpy. The bloody GoPro moves, it's and the next thing you know, it's pointing up or it's pointing down. You're constantly trying to adjust and keep the angle right, and there's thumb screw things, like you can't get them tight enough. But anyway, we'll have to find a way around that, I think. Well, this is a bit of a surprise. The BLT has arrived and it comes with chips. I genuinely didn't know that. Have a look at that. Now, Angie's definitely going to think that I planned that, but I didn't. I just asked for a BLT. So back on the bike, lunch is gone, and I'm just running along parallel with the Avon River now. I've not been down this road before, just wondering if there might be a good spot to get the drone out and have a little bit of a play. Seems to be all residential property backing onto the river though, so I can't seem to get anywhere near it. Okay, so heading back home now. We're going back the basically the same way that we came, the scenic route. Waze is currently fighting me. It wants me to go the boring main roadway, but eventually I suppose it'll come around to my way of thinking and decide, okay, well, we will go this way then. See if we can see anything interesting on the way home. A quick tea cut and a bit of polish, soon we'll be back on the road. Oh, this could be a roo here. Yeah, it looks like it is. Yeah, look at this. There we go. That, unfortunately, is Australia. It's a little bit sad. That one probably got hit last night. But the thing is, if you're going to see one, you want to see it like that. You don't want to be the one that put it there. Shame. So we're just going through Lower Chittering now. Oh, a bit of road works by the looks of it. Oh dear. I don't know what it is. Every time I go out I manage to find the road works and the red dust. Anyway, going through Lower Chittering on our way back to Bullsbrook. We've not sort of diverted, we've literally just done the same route in reverse on the way back. But very thirsty now, need a drink. Might just stop in Bullsbrook and get something to drink. I think there was a lot of salt on those few chips they had at the Coca-Cola cafe. I think that was the same lady that was there earlier. It's got to be a bit of a boring job, hasn't it? It's currently 34 degrees. It was about 26 I think this morning, 25, 26 when I set off about 8:30, and it's now 34 degrees, which is fine as long as you're doing 80-90 k's an hour, something like that. But when you stop, geez, or when you slow down, oh, it's hot. Need to find something cold and wet now. Okay, so we're on the home stretch now. This is Neves Road, which eventually turns into Burns Beach Road, which is basically where we live, just off Burns Beach Road. So that was the first trip into the bush. Well, we're pretty much back in suburbia now, back in the hustle and bustle and the traffic and traffic lights. Hopefully you enjoyed today's ride. Toodyay is a nice little place. It's somewhere we go quite regular. It's a nice ride. There's a few different ways you can go. That's probably the prettiest way, the way we've been today. But it's kind of typical of the sort of Western Australian original settlement towns, I suppose. Yeah, it's nice. So I suppose it's time to sign off. I'll be home in about 5 minutes. So thank you for joining me at Handlebars and Holidays. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you again soon. Ride safe and take care. Bye.